Alright guys, December 24th, 2013. Getting ready to start a new billet here. I've got myself 2 pieces of 1084, 4 pieces of 15N20, and 5 pieces of 1095. We should make up a pretty good billet for me. I began to do the prep. I don't know if you can see here, before you do your initial forge weld, these need to be sanded lightly to get rid of any debris. I also wipe them down with some solvent afterwards to get rid of any extra stuff that could contaminate the welds, because I feel the first attempt at weld is your kind of set the pace weld. So you can see here, if you look at these down on the lower part here, that's how they look when we get them from Waldo at New Jersey Steel Baron. But after you kind of grind them, you get a lot nicer surface. I've read, I don't know if it makes any I don't know if it's truthful or not, but you see how my lines are going this way as opposed to length. They say that helps with the weld, with squeezing out any excess gas or waste products. So anyhow, I'm going to keep on getting these prepped, get my billet put together with a light MIG weld to hold it for the initial weld. So stay tuned. Alright guys, these are wiped, or ground, sanded, whatever you want to call it, wiped down with methyl ethyl ketone, or MEK. That's what I had, but any good solvent will do. I figure if I start with them as clean as possible, it gives me the highest success of a good initial weld. So I'm going to get these together for the first billet, so stay tuned. I'm going to be alternating them. I'll show you that in a minute. Alright guys, I got it in the vise here, my billet, and get ready to weld it up. I wanted to show you though. First layer here is 1095, 15N20, 1095. This thicker black one is 1084, 15N20, 1095, 15N20, 1084, 1095, 15N20. Last one is 1095. So what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 layers to start our billet. They're 6 inches long. What are they? About, I don't know, 2 inches, inch and a half wide. So we'll get it tacked up with the MIG welder here and show you it before we get ready for the first heat to see if we can get it started. Okay, see our billet? Weld it up on a rod so I can cook it, weld it. Ready to go. I just got some coal I need to coke up here. It's going to be a few before I get my forge up and running, so stay tuned. Okay, we're just starting to get it going again. I wasn't paying attention. I let it go out, so I'm doing some coking here. I'm going to let you guys know what it's like here in Western New York. It's looking out of my window. I don't know if you can see it. It's snowing pretty good out there. Good old Western New York. I always count on snow, and more snow. Anyhow, I'm gonna have to crack a window because I wasn't paying attention here, so I'll be back. Quick view of my shop. $260-pounder. Here's my antique find. It's an old Fisher. I don't know why that hammer is there. The kids are using it. 1882. I've already checked. Here's a couple over here. This is the only marking on the leg. It looks to me like a P. Anyhow, that's the shop. Couple animals there. There. I always let kids come in here and play. We have a great time. See my, maybe a few. I gotta get this nice and hot so I get up to a welding temp. So we're gonna be using this first attempt to do our forge welds. A 33-ton log splitter here. There's my baby.
Ready?
Yep.
I got her playing.
Okay, on my way.
Talk through it.
Huh?
Talk through it.
Well, we got our first weld. I'm gonna let it come back up temperature and do it more. Hold it out. Show me that. Okay, here it is. I had a little problem with the bottom section here not taken. It was separating a little bit. I think I have it good now. I gotta get ready to go to Christmas party, so I'm just gonna stop here. Let this cool slowly at room temperature now. I'm gonna get back tonight. Hopefully I'm gonna kind of open it up or clean it up a little bit. See if I'm looking like I'm getting good welds or not. But basically it started at 6 inches here. It's now about 11, so it made a good amount of drawing out with just, I don't know, 3 heats, but I definitely think I can see some poor welding right in there on that outer one. I may end up just cutting it off. We'll have to see. And then grinding it clean. So anyhow, that's it for now. Merry Christmas, everyone. No, it's okay. All right, so this is the end of my first heat. What was it ever I said in the beginning? 11 layers, 1095, 1084, 15 and 20. I've welded this together, multiple heats, but a lot less loss to scale than my old way with power hammer, or even older way with regular physical hammer. So far, I don't know if you can see, my welds all look pretty decent there. I'm gonna let this cool. It's very hot right now, and hit it on the grinder a little bit, make sure I don't have any obvious flaws. This will be cut down, let's see here, get my tape measure here. We started as 6 inches. And we're gonna, you'll lose on the top and bottom, but it'll be 14.5 at least, not 15 inches. When I cut off, I have to cut off the tip up here. Ooh, the tape measure's hot. And I cut off down there where the handle was welded on. So, more to come. We'll get this cleaned up, see what we think, get it cut up, and we're ready to do another weld. I'm only going to probably do maybe 3 or 4 more pieces out of this, reforge weld them, and stop at that. I'm going to try a little bit of a lower layer count knife, because the nice thing about increasing layers is it shows you have a good technique, with forge welding, but as you add more and more layers, the detail gets tinier and tinier. And I'd like to have the changing patterns of the different steel types to really jump out. And that's a lot more obvious with lower count layers. So this started as, I believe it was 11. If I cut it in 4, I'll be up around 45, 50 layers, plus or minus. And we're going to see how that looks on this knife, and then we can adjust it for the next one. Actually, I hope to get 2 knives out of this. So more to come. All right, not sure how well this is showing up, but this is the tips that I cut off. Very good welds on there. I don't really see any appreciable defects, other than there's a couple of trailing edge defects which come because the steel ends up being at different lengths as it draws out, but the welds look really good. I'm letting the actual billet here, I just cut that end off, kind of letting it cool. I don't know if you can see anything there. No, let's see this one. I'm letting it cool a little bit before I take it out of here. I don't want to dip it. I'm just going to let it air cool. Looks really good though coming across here. Alright guys, so we're getting ready to do our weld. You can see here, maybe, that's my billet back together. It's 3 pieces now. So that brings me up to 33 layers and getting it nice and hot. I want to get a good first weld. I always feel like your first weld is your most critical of each one. So it won't be long, we'll be crunching it. Over and out. Okay guys, this is my billet now, 33 layers after 2 heats in the forge. I've got a great weld here. I don't see any flaws. I'm going to just work on shaping it now. Trying to keep it as square as I can, and it's going to come out, I think, really nice. I'm real happy. Back in the heat. Okay, here's my billet, drawing it out. What are we, about a half, maybe a little over half, 5/8 inch thick. I'm letting it air cool, then I'm going to cut a pattern into it and finish squeezing it out. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so I've let this cool enough so I can work on it. This is a pattern I've drawn out with my metal marking pencil. Kind of goes all the way around. Let's see if I can flip under here for you to see. And so I'm going to take the grinder, taking a heavier wheel here. It's used, which they say gives a smoother cut. And I'm going to go ahead and take out a little distance. I'll show you this afterwards on each of these here. And then after I've got that done, I'll heat this back up and finish drawing it out. And that helps bring out the pattern in the steel. So let's stay tuned and I'll show you more. Okay, here we go. So this is my billet as it stands. These marks kind of go all the way around the sides here. Sorry, that probably makes you dizzy. And up underneath, okay? Maybe 1/16 of an inch deep, but that should be several layers into the 66 layer billet. We're going to heat it up and finish squishing it. Keep you posted.
What?
Alright, you can stop it. Alright, well this is a wrap of my first use of my log splitter press. This is half of my original billet I made. This is now 66 layers, a combination of 1095, 1084, and 15 and 20. This got so long as I was working with it, it was hard to work with, so I actually cut it in half. So this is untouched here, other than I hit it on the grinder. I took the other half and continued to work it out, almost ready to start making a nice heavy knife out of it. This came out really well. I'm looking at it, I don't see any real weld defects with it. Looks really good. So I would consider this a success. This is my first billet making from my normal process, but I'm using the log splitter press. There were a lot of people who doubted it would hold up, but it's held up fine. There's some video footage here that I haven't showed, so I hope you enjoyed. And the next series of videos will be the actual making of the knife. So, thank you.